KUGAN CASSIUS from London. We're at the Landmark Hotel here in London for the press conference to announce Frank Warren's show on the 16th of March. One of the headlining fights on there, Nathan Cleverly against Robin KRASNIQI, a mandatory defence of your world title, so you really have to have this fight, don't you?
Yeah, it's a mandatory challenger, so the WBO have forced me to fight Robin KRASNIQI. Otherwise, they'll strip me on my world title. But this guy's good. He's very good. He's 25. He's had 41 fights. He's very experienced, and he'll come to fight. This guy. He's very hungry. So this is going to be a good fight. He's not a negative opponent. He'll come. He'll go for it. And likewise, I'm out to defend my world title. And as always, I put on a good performance, exciting performance. So this is going to be one of those exciting fights.
Looking back on 2012, how would you sum up the year? 2 fights, obviously 2 wins, Carpentier and Sean Hawke. Had your bit more experience in America with the Sean Hawke fight, but how would you sum up 2012 as a whole?
Well, in terms of the names who I fought last year, they wasn't the biggest in names, but at the same time, it was a little bit more experience for me on the world stage. And I think, obviously, going to America and gaining that American exposure and experience, that was great. That was great for me. But in terms of pushing forward now and making 2013 a big year, I remained unbeaten, which is important. And just keep pushing now, just keep remaining unbeaten, get these mandatory challenges out the way, and then, those unification fights are looming and they come in close. But, we just got to realise I'm 25 now. I'm 25 years of age, so there's been no immediate rush. And this year I feel I'll be ready to be let off the leash now and ready to go for those big fights. So, and go in for them and winning them as well.
Do you think this year will be the year that you face the likes of Hopkins and Cloud and these guys here, Dawson, whoever it is in that weight? You reckon this year is the year to have it?
I'd probably say 2013 is the year it's going to happen for me, because I think provided this mandatory challenger and come in, I think one of those fights would have happened. But we got this mandatory, so we've got to get this, and this is no foregone conclusion. This is a good tough fight. Even though he's not a name like a Dawson or a Hopkins, he's still hungry, and a hungry fighter is a dangerous fighter. And I've got to get this job done. But once we do that, we look for those big fights, and I think that's the next step then. So it's a natural that those fights are going to happen.
Your old rival Tony Bellew faces a final eliminator against Isaac Chilemba for their version of the world title. So what are your thoughts on this? Obviously he's one fight away from having another shot. First shot against you, he's within a fight away from doing it again.
Well, he's close to his second world title shot now, so maybe a second time lucky for him. He might win one this time. Obviously he came up short against me, but he's got this opportunity now with the WBC title, and he could do it. I hope he does. I genuinely hope he does, because if he wins that, if he gets that WBC title, and I'm obviously going to remain world champion, then that fight is going to be massive. If that happens again, that fight is going to be big. And
so if he was to, obviously he's got Isaac Chilemba, but if he was to come through that, went on and captured the WBC title, I said their version, I couldn't think of which title it was. It is the WBC title. So you'd be open to a rematch with him if he had that belt strapped around his waist?
Put it this way, if whoever has got those belts, so I've got the WBO, whoever's got the IBF, the WBA, WBC, I'm coming for any of those guys. And 2013 and probably early 2014, I'm going to track down those guys and I'm going to beat them. I'm going to show I'm the #1 light heavyweight for a fact. It's that simple.
I see you rolling with people like 50 Cent in America. What's going on? Had 50 Cent heard of Nathan Cleverly? Well, he has now.
Yeah, he is now. But that was great. Great experience for me. Is just the whole experience out there. Just not only the fight, just meeting and mixing with those people. It's a bit of an eye opener. It was quality. I enjoyed that.
Did you pick up any American urban street talk?
Nah, I didn't. I left all that gangster stuff, but it was quality. Real good, real good mixing with those guys. Mickey Rourke, and he was nuts.
Name dropping now, Mickey Rourke.
It was just a proud moment for me to be involved with those guys, because coming from a small background and from the area and brought up, very small, and to obviously be on that stage, it's like, wow, it's quite an eye opener. And
is that an environment you could ever see yourself settling into, the American lifestyle? Obviously, we've had fighters here that people like Amir Khan and that has gone over there and lived their life out there. Is that something you could do, come away from Wales and do it over there?
It's nice while it lasts, but at the same time, it's always good coming back to your roots and realizing what's got you to that stage, and it's hard work, and it's no doubt, it doesn't come easy, any of that, and you've got to work hard to achieve that, and it's nice. I enjoy the experience, but at the same time, it was nice to come back home, come back to my roots with my normal friends and my family, and just come back to basics, really. So, maybe I'll go there one day and have a training camp and for one of the big fights. But in terms of getting absorbed in that lifestyle, it's hard when you're a fighter, because you've got to stick to your basics, stick to your roots, and work hard. So, it's important not to get carried away with all that.
And just finally, how bad do you feel that you did not send a tweet out for me to win Boxing Reporter of the Year? I got one from most of the fighters, didn't get one from @NathanClev. What's going on?
Yeah, well, I felt you didn't need it, obviously, because you've...
What, from a world champion, you didn't think I needed it?
You've won the title now, so you obviously didn't need it.
If I hadn't won that, I would have probably blamed you and maybe one other fighter.
Yeah, I would have felt very bad then. Very bad.
I won it, so it's irrelevant, really.
Exactly.
Right, listen, Nathan, thank you very much for talking to IFM London. This is a cracking show on the 16th. Groves, Burns, hopefully Chisora, pending his licence, so it's going to be a bumper bill in London. Yeah,
it is top show. I remember the Magnificent Seven, I think 2011, in Birmingham. That was a similar kind of show, 7 title fights, and this obviously, with myself, Groves, Burns, Chisora, it's a good quality show, this. So it's good to be part of it again. Good times.
Right, thank you very much for talking to us. This is KUGAN CASSIUS with the WBO light heavyweight champion Nathan Cleverly for IFM London. Thank you very much.